Tonight on CTV News at 5.
Well, we woke up without power, and I figured I might as well make the best of the situation.
Snow day, Nova Scotians dig out after winter's latest wallop.
We will definitely look at Cape Breton again.
And silver linings. Team Canada missed out on a gold medal, but Cape Breton still managed to pull off a win.
Flurries and lighter snow tonight. Temperatures get cold and then colder this week.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Peno-Palace. Thanks for joining us. First at 5 tonight, snow day. That's what much of Nova Scotia and PEI experienced today as a fresh and heavy blanket of white covered those provinces. From backbreaking shoveling to sledding on a day off of school, CTV's Hafsa Arif shows us how Nova Scotians dealt with this winter wallop. Hi there, Hafsa.
Hey, Maria, that's right. There were a lot of closures, but not one of them stopped people from going out and having some fun. A thick layer of wet, heavy snow transformed neighborhoods and turned sidewalks and driveways into morning workouts. Snowplows pushed through side streets and sidewalks across Halifax. For many, the snowfall meant one thing: freedom.
I'm pretty much gonna go sledding to the pit, and after that, I might go out.
Scattered across the province, people spent their day without power. Still, they found creative ways to pass the time, including a neighborly gathering of snowman building.
Well, we woke up without power, and I figured I might as well make the best of the situation and go outside and see if there was some shoveling to do. And it turned out to be perfect snowman or snow person conditions. So
I saw these two snowmen too, and I wanted to make my own snowman.
People wasted no time digging out and diving in. Some even spent their day constructing, making the Halifax Commons look more like a work site.
We saw all the beautiful snow right outside our door at the Commons, and we thought it'd be a great chance to build a snow fort and have some cocoa and just enjoy the day.
And the plan is really to expand outward from this one room and eventually take up the entire common.
Meanwhile, others spent the day a little differently, grateful for the beauty, even if the shoveling hurt.
I'm just gonna do a little tidy of my house and go to a yoga class later. Yeah, that's really it.
Campus is closed, so I'm working from home, and I'll probably do a little bit of homework later, and I'm hoping my Zumba class is not canceled.
And it wasn't just humans who made the most of it. Pets got in on the fun too. Whether it's sledding or simply enjoying the view, it's clear Haligonians are settling into winter. Maria?
Thank you, Hafsa. It looks like you are too. It's a perfectly picturesque image of you out there.
It really is.
Come on in and warm up. Thank you, Hafsa. CTV's Hafsa Arif for us in Halifax this evening. All right, heading over to the anchor desk now where Todd Battis has more on this winter wallop, as we said. And Todd, a lot of us woke up kind of in the dark this morning, hey?
Yeah, I don't want to kill the buzz there from Maria's story, but not everybody's happy about this weather event, especially the over 100,000 people in Nova Scotia who woke up in the dark this morning after that nor'easter swept through overnight and took the power down with it. Power lines in many cases. Schools, as you heard, across the province were closed, some businesses, even a couple of highways. We'll have the details for you at 6 o'clock. The Serious Incident Response Team is investigating 2 police shootings in the Maritimes this weekend. In Halifax, a man was taken to hospital with life-threatening injuries after being shot by Halifax police. And on Tobique First Nation, a man has died after an incident with the RCMP. We will have the very latest on both cases in our newscast. Now, Maritimers are bucking the trend when it comes to inflation in Canada, and not in a good way. Canada's inflation rate came in at 2.4% in December, but around 3% here in our region. Tonight at 6, we'll look at the reasons for the higher prices in the Maritimes. All right, let's bring in CTV meteorologist Kayla Mitchell on the day that was, and it became a rather mild day, and if you had to go outside and shovel, it it's a pretty good afternoon for it in many places.
I did want to talk about the temperatures a little bit. So lots of people probably noticed that temperatures, even before the snow started, were particularly cold in the Maritimes, and that kind of contributes to the nature of the snow that we saw in the region. That sort of heavy, wet snow. Typically when we have temperatures that are pretty close to the freezing mark, when that snow starts to come down and starts to collect, that's when we get that heavier, wetter snow. And it wasn't followed immediately by the return of some bitterly cold air. So if you were out working for today, temperatures were not particularly cold for this time of the year, and they remain that way now as we're making our way into the first part of this evening. In fact, temperatures right now for the province of Nova Scotia, mostly sitting between -2 and +2, just a few degrees below zero for Prince Edward Island, and the temperatures for New Brunswick between -5 and -2. Now, there is colder air that's going to be on its way in. It does get seasonably cold tonight, and then it remains a little bit colder over the next couple of days, and it gets very, very cold at the end of this week and into the upcoming weekend. So we're not going to completely escape the colder air. It's just a little bit delayed in arriving. Winds right now, light variable in direction around the region. As we take a look at things on radar and satellite, we are going to have some areas of some lighter snow and flurries still making their way across parts of the Maritimes tonight. But the center of the storm system, that nor'easter, is now exiting the northern coastline of Newfoundland on its way up into the North Atlantic. I'll have more in the forecast later on. Maria.
Thank you very much, Kayla. We're going to keep with weather a little bit here. Between rain one day and snow the next, it has been a challenging start to the ski season, but things are looking up. CTV's Avery McRae now takes us out on the slopes in New Brunswick to get a better idea of how the conditions are faring.
Let's go, Charlie. Up, 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 up. It's race weekend at Poley Mountain, with more than 150 young athletes from across the Maritimes taking on the course.
It's really good condition and it's cold out, but it's nice.
It's really nice.
If you have sharp skis.
Yeah.
Do you have sharp skis?
Yep. Super grateful that Poley got to get this race set up after all that rain. It's crazy that a lot of runs are open.
Multiple days of rain leading up to the weekend forced the mountain to close both Thursday and Friday to preserve snowpack. But with around 80 snow guns on site, the slopes are primed for both racers and casuals alike.
I think they're pleasantly surprised, and that makes me feel the best. We make winter happen.
Poley General Manager Jamie Hare says it's a testament to the resort's snowmaking staff, who no matter the conditions are out grooming the hills each night.
We were very fortunate last night. The temperatures dropped just in time to get all the groomers out there. All that wet stuff is now behind us. I'm going to claim that there's no more of that stuff happening this winter.
Skiers like Alex McShane and Zach Reeker are Poley regulars. For them, the best part about coming to the hill is...
I'd say just being with your friends and going fast down the hill and hitting jumps.
Yeah, hitting jumps. They do have good side hits here at Foley.
Despite the conditions this winter to date, Ski New Brunswick President Clarence Bennett says resorts around the province have yet to miss a weekend.
It is a credit to them in keeping, with pretty unpredictable weather conditions to keep the snow and to make the snow and to preserve the snow. It's been unbelievable.
These skiers who call Crab Mountain outside Fredericton their home hill say,
"It's good, but really icy. We only have 3 trails open."
But with more snow in the forecast, hills are hopeful the best days are still to come. Avery McRae, CTV News, Waterford, New Brunswick.
Thank you, Avery, and I know all the skiers out there love the looks of that. Okay, taking a break. This is a preview of our next story, though.
Hi, McConvey here in Halifax. Coming up on CTV News at 5. Today is unofficially named the saddest day of the year. Blue Monday, but it doesn't have to be. Coming up, you'll hear from experts with advice on how to combat winter blues.
Enjoy an unforgettable evening at the 2026 Inspired Gala and Auction February 18th in Halifax. Celebrate Special Olympic athletes, coaches, and volunteers, featuring special guest Loretta Claiborne. For tickets, visit specialolympicsns.ca.
Welcome back. The third Monday of January marks Blue Monday, the unofficial saddest day of the year. CTV's Emma Convey spoke with experts today who shared advice to beat the blues.
Sunshine and a fresh blanket of snow lifted spirits in Halifax.
Busy streets suggest winter blues aren't winning today.
I feel like it's the happiest day I've had for a long time. This snow is amazing.
Classes are canceled. We're outside and getting to enjoy some lovely weather.
The third Monday of January is unofficially deemed the saddest day of the year. Registered psychologist Simon Sherry says the day itself is actually a myth, but the winter blues are quite real and can last all season.
Winter blues, a reasonable estimate might be 12 to 15% of the population in a place like Canada.
Sherry says the lack of sunlight this time of year is a main factor.
With darkness, it changes our entire circadian rhythm. And when that rhythm is off, it's easier to have low energy and low mood.
Finances can also contribute.
Stress levels seem to go up a little bit. First off, we don't have the holiday to look forward, but we have the ramifications of the holiday sometimes, right? So that could mean our credit card bills are starting to arrive.
There are ways to get back on track.
I think it's all in our mindset, right? So what can we control? We can control our spending.
And take action when you can.
The winter does bring on a lot of lonely feelings, and obviously seasonal affective disorder is real, so you can kind of see that happening with a lot of your friends, so it's important to check in with the people around you.
Trying to get out with the boys, our dogs here with us, and we just try to stay active.
Get some boots and some hiking gear and get out in the wilderness.
And look for the bright side. Emma Convey, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Emma. That actually brings us to tonight's web poll. We are asking, do you feel extra blue this time of year? Your options are simple, yes or no. Go to ctvnewsatlantic.ca to weigh in and to see the latest poll results. Not a lot of blue people in that story, though, Kayla. A lot of people really loving the snow today because it was a kind of an idyllic snow day.
And it didn't come in with a lot of wind or a very cold, biting wind, which you know is often the case when we deal with the nor'easter system. This one continued to pick up strength. Those went up towards Newfoundland and did hit Newfoundland with some stronger winds. We are looking out here at a snow-covered Cox Heath, and that is a very pretty sight, and you can see that blue sky breaking through a little bit as well. We do have a little bit more in the way of some lighter snow to talk about for tonight, and I'll have more on that after the break.
Welcome back. Swimmers from across the Maritimes made quite a splash in Halifax over the weekend. Athletes from all three Maritime provinces hit the Dalplex pool at Dalhousie University for the first major artistic swimming competition, also known as synchronized swimming of the season.
Our older athletes, it's their qualifying meet. So this is their qualifying to go to the Canadian qualifiers in Quebec City in March. And then for the younger ones, it's just their invitational meet to kind of see if their routines are good, see if all the coding's right, and kind of work out any kinks before they go to their provincial qualifiers.
128 swimmers competed in age categories from 8 to 50. Congratulations to all who took part. I can tell you, Kaylin, I was there. I enjoyed it so much. These are amazing athletes and artists, too. The way that they dance in the water, the athleticism is outstanding. And this is a sport that a lot of people in our region don't really know even exists as an option. So give it a chance, artistic swimming.
Qualifying week sounds exciting, too.
Yeah. Yeah, and I will say last night they actually fast-forwarded the event in the evening so that the New Brunswick and PEI swimmers could get on the road home before that big winter storm that we got last night.
Planning for the weather conditions. Well, you know I love to hear that. Let's take a look at our sunrise and sunset times. I'll help you out plan out for our weather conditions coming up as we move through tonight and tomorrow. This is the central Halifax area for today. Snowfall reports in around the Halifax area was interesting. As low as 10 centimeters for areas directly on the coastline, and then about 14 to 16 centimeters for the city center. And then as you got a little bit further inland, some of those snowfall amounts, Hammonds Plains, the International Airport, climbed up to around the 20, 21 centimeter mark. And that's the way it went for parts of Nova Scotia with this weather system, with that snow being wet and heavy, especially near parts of the coast. Now, barometric pressures on the lower side as we are now in behind that nor'easter, which is now making its way past Newfoundland. In behind it, though, there is a separate low pressure system that is going to push some areas, some flurries and some lighter snow across the region as we make our way through tonight. In fact, some of that is already showing up here on radar in around southern areas of New Brunswick, as well as an area of light snow progressing through central areas of Nova Scotia and off towards the east. And there'll be more like that as we head through tonight. Fairly cloudy conditions throughout the evening hours. If we're looking for that cloud cover to break up a little bit tonight in parts of the Maritimes, that may happen during the overnight hours through western areas of New Brunswick and at times for Prince Edward Island, eastern areas of Nova Scotia. Start of the day for tomorrow, though, there is expected to be a round of some light snow and flurries making its way across the Annapolis Valley and in the southwest of Nova Scotia. That'll drift through the Halifax area. For Tuesday afternoon, the highest chance of further flurries will be around the north and east of Nova Scotia, including Cape Breton, and a lower chance of flurries into the southwest of that province. For both Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick, Tuesday afternoon, mostly a mix of sun and cloud, but you'll notice the wind. We'll talk more about the wind in a moment. Taking a look at additional snowfall amounts as we make our way through this evening and tonight. In most cases, they'll range from trace amounts up to around another few centimeters locally. A lot of temperatures tonight, well, all the temperatures tonight are headed back down below the freezing mark. We do have a lot of wet and slushy surfaces around because of the somewhat milder temperatures for today. Just watch for those slushy, icy areas to turn, or slushy and wet areas to turn icy. Here's a look at the winds in the forecast coming up for Tuesday. They're going to change direction. It's going to be a westerly wind for tomorrow. They're going to pick up in strength. It's going to be blustery. And the wind gusts will be coming up to the range of 30 to 50 kilometers per hour, as high as 60 on parts of the coast. And that is going to be a colder west wind for the region. Low temperatures in the forecast for tonight for the province of Nova Scotia will fall in the range of around -2 to -5, down around -5 tonight for Charlottetown and Prince Edward Island. And low temperatures for New Brunswick, mostly between -5 and -10. A little bit colder up around Edmundston, closer to -13. And here's a look at the high temperatures in the forecast for Tuesday for New Brunswick, mostly between -4 and -9. For Charlottetown, Summerside, Prince Edward Island, most of the high temperatures tomorrow between -2 and -4. And for Nova Scotia, the high temperatures between around -2 and +1. In the forecast for Wednesday, little ridge of high pressure located to the south of us means that we're mostly looking at a mix of sun and cloud, though there may be some flurries that develop and move into the Maritimes late into the day, as well as for Wednesday evening and Wednesday night. It's going to be colder as well, with the daytime highs a few to several degrees below zero. Let's take a look at our weather watcher for tonight. And tonight's weather watcher is, oh, this is a very colorful one. This is coming in from 4-year-old Grant Butler from Antigonish, Nova Scotia. And Grant has sent us a drawing of, as I mentioned, a very colorful sunset. Thank you, Grant. And weather watchers can come into CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or email kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Maria.
Thank you, Kaylin. So the Carleton County Military Museum has accumulated quite the collection. And as CTV's Ava McRae shows us, the museum's latest addition is a First World War uniform, which was donated by the soldier's son.
The Carleton County Military Museum may be small, but what it lacks in size, it more than makes up for in priceless war artifacts, including its latest addition.
Dad belonged to the Woodstock, New Brunswick 26th Battalion.
Roger Way's father, Burns Way, fought for Canada in the latter half of the First World War. He served as a sniper in the trenches and even survived a bayonet stab, according to his son.
I would have to say maybe he felt like he lived a lifetime, actually, in the rigors and the horrors of the war.
The uniform has been in his possession for more than 50 years, but now at the age of 83, he wanted to ensure it would be well kept well after he's gone.
It'll get a lot more coverage by being here than it would be in somebody's perhaps closet.
Museum owner and operator Aaron Boma says the uniform itself is in mint condition and is thrilled to add what he says is a priceless artifact to his space that only opened in 2023.
I'm also on the autism spectrum, so being an autism advocate, it's important to, nurture your special interests.
His museum, which he plans to expand, is a collection of artifacts he has built and collected, but a great number of these historic relics came to him just like Way's uniform, by donation.
This is a community project, and without the community, it wouldn't be as great as it is. Our history is important, and if we don't showcase it, if we don't preserve it, we could lose it.
But through the museum's work, that history won't be lost through time, and that now includes the story of Burns Way. Ava McRae, CTV News, Jacksontown, New Brunswick.
Oh, wow, what a cool place to visit, and what a generous, generous gift as well. All right, going to take a break here, but when we come back, that's a wrap.
I'm Ryan McDonald in Sydney, where a gold medal may not have been in the cards for Team Canada here at the World Under-18 Women's Hockey Championship, but the event is still being looked back upon as a success, especially after last night's sellout crowd. And already it sounds like Cape Breton may have another opportunity to host something like this down the road. The story is coming up.
Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Tomorrow is the big day. We're giving away our first of 30 trips to beaches, Turks and Caicos.
It's Move 100's Password to Paradise. Our first winner tomorrow at 7.
Welcome back. So a gold medal wasn't in the cards for Team Canada at the World Under-18 Women's Hockey Championship in Cape Breton. But as CTV's Ryan McDonald shows us, you don't have to look far to find some silver linings.
Well, my goodness, for the United States, a team that never trailed.
Losing to the United States wasn't the happy ending that the script called for in Canada's quest for a World Under-18 gold medal here on Cape Breton Island.
I think we battled right to the end.
USA and Canada, packed house in Cape Breton.
More than 5,000 people came decked out in red and white for last night's gold medal game against the Americans. The excitement may have been extra special for the 3 Maritime players on the Canadian team.
I'm from a small community too, and to have everyone come out and support, I feel like was pretty amazing.
Actually, to be honest, I felt for a long time that this day was coming.
For the girls in the stands, to see their local arena filled to the rafters for a women's game was vindicating, even if it wasn't surprising.
Really wish we could have had a goal to really hear the crowd that was out there, but the place was packed, and I hope everybody went home thinking they want more of this.
We will definitely look at Cape Breton again.
A pretty strong message from the head of Hockey Canada. While Cape Breton doesn't have a facility the size of a Halifax or a Moncton, she says the island's support of these U18s may suggest the market is capable of hosting something even bigger.
Taking a look at Women's Worlds, we certainly could look at the province of Nova Scotia. They've done really well, and often we share with cities.
Despite the loss, Canadian forward Kendall Doiron, who is from just across the causeway in Boylston, Nova Scotia, says to play on the world stage here on home soil is something she'll remember.
Especially little girls that kind of were in my shoes at one point, and that, seeing them in the crowd and cheering me on with the signs, like I said.
Silver linings to go with their silver medals, and a memorable week and a half for women's hockey. Ryan McDonald, CTV News, Sydney.
Well, and a job well done by the organizing committee. And,
yeah.
You know, to many more. Let's hope.
I mean, the event looks like it was a huge success.
Fabulous, yeah. Wonderfully attended and awesome organized and all those things. All right, Kaylin, my goodness, what a contrast. Last week to this week, it's like we're in just 2 completely different seasons.
It was like January last week.
Yeah,
it was mild and just rainy, and then we got a wake-up call. Hey, we're still in winter here in the Maritimes, and we knew we weren't going to get through without seeing some more snow. Speaking of that snow, I'll have a few more snowfall reports for you, and then some very cold air headed our way on 6.
We'll see you and Todd at 6. I'll see you tomorrow. The national news is next. Good night.